Jimani Gibson was simply known as Mr. Manual. He graduated top 10 in his class. He was class president, a member of the junior ROTC, and the speech team. I thought, hey, let's take the show on the road today. So we are on the number 10 Sterling route bus. A much quieter scene here this morning, but if you take a look behind me here, still a couple police officers remain on scene at this time. Now, here at this location at Heartland Community College, it is home to 3 different precincts. So as you see, lots of election judges. But I want to show you what else you can do. You can also take a selfie, so let's go here. That is an art form right there, making the Chicago-style hot dog. And yeah, unfortunately, you just saw the mustard go on that. No ketchup in sight. Feels a little bit more like winter out here this morning than spring and baseball weather. This is a smoke alarm, and it did its job. But you can see how melted it got in the fire. An iron here, and then some kids' toys. Local union members here are gathered for this ceremony, which just got underway. I want to step aside now so you can see what is happening right now. A stream of people has not let up here since the visitation started several hours ago. Paul Helmig has carried that 10-foot-tall cross through Pekin for 4 miles every year on Good Friday. It got very emotional, as you can understand, seeing the sight of this plastic bathtub that kept this family safe while the tornado rolled through last night. And the damage, just to give you an idea of how powerful this storm was, the damage actually extends all the way through the car. And gosh, it's hard not to feel like a kid again out here. And that's just really the magic of this event. But first, hundreds of homeowners in Galesburg are breathing a sigh of relief tonight. The city stepping in to help fix a problem with lead in the drinking water. Well, it is icy out there this morning, and we want to let you know that Olympia CUSD 16 has a 1-hour delay. You see a local business with one of these yellow pins in their window. You're looking at a member of the Peoria is My Headquarters movement. Now, of course, in Chuck's 20-year career, he's seen plenty of other people in need of blood in emergency situations before he was the one who needed it himself. In 8 months' time, the Peoria Fire Department has seen 1 firefighter die from cancer and 2 more get the diagnosis, one of them in his early 30s. I'm investigating this battle beyond the blaze and learning what's being done to make sure those who work to protect us go home safely to their families. When you meet certain people, you just know that their job chose them.
I always wanted to be a fireman.
Nick Reardon is one of those people. He's the type of guy that would give you the shirt off his back. So becoming a firefighter was the perfect fit.
You know, we don't want anybody's house to be on fire, but if it is, we want to be the ones to put it out.
And Nick has done that time and time again. Since high school, Nick has used that big heart of his, running into burning buildings to save people. That's until June, when something didn't feel right.
So I went to see my doctor. He ordered a sonogram of my gallbladder. He thought maybe my gallbladder was acting up, and when they did the sono of my gallbladder is when they found the tumors on my liver.
Neuroendocrine cancer, stage 4, and it had spread to Nick's liver.
Kind of take you by surprise.
His wife Sarah gave birth to their 3rd child 1 week after Nick started chemo.
I would say 6 weeks' time we were completely fine, family of 4 with 1 on the way, mom's on bed rest, and then boom, cancer, chemo, treatment, scans, baby.
We caught up with Nick this summer shortly after diagnosis as his brothers on the Peoria Fire Department shaved their heads in his honor.
We are right there beside him the whole way.
Peoria Fire Department's Chief Ed Olahai says there's a new battle behind the blaze. Cancer quickly catching up with cardiovascular disease as a leading cause of firefighter deaths.
And they're equating all that to the new plastic products that are burning in houses now.
Dr. Joseph Evans is a radiation oncologist who's seen several firefighters in his clinic over the past few months.
Firefighters overall are at increased risk of cancer, and then there are a handful of specific cancers that seem to be increased, including thyroid, prostate, melanoma, kidney.
A Peoria firefighter for 29 years, Chief Olahai started alongside Captain Gary Stotthammer, who lost his battle with cancer in September.
It was a badge of honor to have dirty gear and a smoked up helmet and soot on your face. You know, I mean, that's kind of was a sign of a guy that's in there doing the job. We never thought about, hey, cancer's going to get you 20 years from now.
Peoria FD is working to change that culture. Cancer awareness now part of its training academy. Firefighters are required to wash their faces and hands after fighting a fire, and gear is sent off to an extractor to be washed.
My hope is, everybody goes home safely after every shift. There's no doubt about that. And my hope is, a long life. But I think we're more realistic in the fact that we know we're only going to dodge these bullets for so long. So we're giving them, everything that we can to try to stop it.
He worries about the kids and I, and he worries about doing like videos and letters and cards for the kids in case we aren't able to beat this.
Nick's battle isn't over yet.
I always say I'm not ready to go yet, so don't get me wrong, we have our bad days too, or we're depressed or just not having a good day emotionally, but for the most part, our faith, our friends, our family, it's very easy to stay positive when you got that kind of support.
But much like fighting a fire, this battle will be won with one heart of gold and the dozens of others that stand behind him.
5 months ago, and still somewhat emotional.
Looking at this new construction, nestled on a quiet stretch of Farmdale Road in rural Washington, it's hard to imagine what's happened there.
I remember the sensation of falling, and I thought it was just that dream where you're falling and you can't catch yourself,
It was just before 2 a.m. on August 24th when Paul and Valerie Litton woke up to a loud boom.
I was rudely awakened from the dream by hitting the ground and facing then the back of the house. I was outside.
The Littons were thrown out of bed and into the air, landing as far as 50 feet away from their home before it burst into flames.
I knew that we needed to get away from it, so I started yelling for her, hey, we need to roll. We got to roll away, from the heat. Sorry.
The couple amazingly survived. Both had broken bones. Valerie had burns on up to 60% of her body. Nearly 6 months later, they're back to work and chose to rebuild in the same spot.
We thought about whether it would be painful or not to rebuild out there. But yeah, we love it out there though. It's a beautiful spot.
A new place to build new memories, but the Littons say that night in August is one they'll never forget, and their story of survival will fill their new home with gratitude.
We're just grateful and, just happy, that knowing that it could have been a lot worse.
We gotta go to jewelry. Come on, jewelry.
If you blink, you just might miss the sight of David Rogers.
Hardware? Yes, sir.
He's on the job and on the move at the Allen Road Walmart in Peoria.
Thank you for calling a 24-hour Walmart on Allen Road. How may I direct your call, please?
But a closer look at this man and his coworker keeping a close eye atop a pillow in the fitting room is a sight for sore eyes.
One's 29 and one's 49.
David is the voice behind the operation and has been for the last 15 years. And when David's on the job, Colton is too.
Good boy. Take me to work. I've accidentally tried to step onto a place. He wouldn't. He'd cut right in front of me. He would give up his life for me. And you don't know that feeling until one day you close your eyes and then you wake up and you don't see anymore.
David's world went dark 10 years ago, but not working was never an option.
If you stop, then you give up. You never give up. You always trudge ahead. Why sit around and mope and feel sorry for yourself when you can work, and contribute?
You see, it's just second nature for David because these eyes have seen a lot. David simply says this of his time serving in Vietnam.
I had a lot of devastating things and a lot of good things too,
David reached out to Pause Giving Independence with a request so simple. He just wanted to get to the break room to get a cup of coffee.
That's all I wanted to do, because I'd get lost in here. A stick doesn't tell you where to go. I would end up over in housewares. I would end up over in produce.
It didn't take long to become much more than that.
I fell in love with him the second I saw him, We connected that quick. And he's done nothing but pure angel work, all of them.
And you could say the same for David, who also saved his four-legged friend.
They stuck it out in the backyard, put a chain around its neck, and let it starve to death.
Just a man and a dog, looking for a little direction, but together their vision has never been clearer.